All you recovery rebels, welcome to Lunch Break Live, LBL. It's real talk about obesity, food obsession, recovery, and what's really eating you. That is quite a mouthful, isn't it? Recovery rebels. Good Lord, I'm going to have to work on that. But you are recovery rebels, and you know it, but there's just a lot of R's going on there. Anyway, I am Carrie Dela Cruz, and apparently a little bit tongue-tied today because I am sliding in just under the wire. I don't know what it is about a Friday before a holiday, but everybody has to get everything done at 12:29. I don't know what that's all about. I'm like, people, I am going live any minute now. And they're like, well, just take a look at this, and could you sign this off? And we just have to get this out the door. And I'm like, ugh. All right, whatever. Let's get back in the saddle, right? Because I am here for you, not for them, for the next 30 minutes. It's just you and me, all right? Let's do this thing. Today's show is brought to you by the letter R. Now, before I go there, you should know that I am Carrie Dela Cruz, a 2007 gastric bypass post-op, living life in recovery from obesity and food addiction as twice the woman and half the body. Why should you listen to me? Well, isn't that the question of the day? That's entirely up to you. But I'm a recovery strategist with, again, tongue-tied. Boy, I tell you, some days are just going to be better than others. I am a recovery strategist, but not a clear speaker. And what that means is I am really living the stuff that I'm talking about. This is real world reality, right? So I haven't just read about it, I'm actually doing it. And my goal is to figure out the shortest and most efficient way to get from point A to point B, which is from sickness to health, right? From unwellness to wellness, from utter despair to some level of joy, from anxiety to peace, right? That's what recovery is all about. And so as I settle in here, let me just tell you, today I'm wearing my Jeff Lynne ELO Across the Universe tour t-shirt. See, there we go. Isn't that awesome? All right. Hannah bought that for me when we went to the concert at the Hollywood Bowl last year. It was super awesome. So anyway, this is my happy shirt, my Happy Friday shirt. So anyway, listen, first of all, thank you guys for your concern. Before I throw it out to you guys, thank you for your concern. There was that plane crash on the 405, and you know I do live from the 405, but thankfully it looks like the pilot and the passenger survived, and maybe even minor injuries were taken to hospital. So that's really amazing and great. They are about 30 miles south of me, and about maybe 15 miles south of where I hop on the freeway. So, and long after I was already off of it. But thank you so much. I got lots of concern messages from you guys behind the scenes, and my goodness, I really, really appreciate that. I did not mean to worry you guys. Okay, so all is well for me, and it sounds like all is well, or going to be well, for the pilot and his passenger as well. Okay, so that's the good news for the day. So anyway, on my way in, what I mentioned was, you know, this is June 30th, so we are halfway through 2017, halfway through the year, and I thought, why don't we look at a half year in review? And then I thought, you know what, that starts with the letter R, and there are a lot of recovery words that start with the letter R, and maybe we should talk about that today while you guys give me some feedback, and feedback you've already given me. So before I go there and give that to you, I will just say one thing. Quick shout out to Jessica de la Cerda, who posted this beautiful Recovery Rose picture. Recovery Rose, that's what I'm calling it, on my wall. And it has a whole bunch of beautiful R words. And I thought she created it. She said she found it. I'm amazed. It's just so perfect. So if you want it, you know, print it out. Post it where you can see it regularly, because it has a lot of fabulous R words on it. And you know what is so amazing? It probably even has thorns on it, because nobody is going to guarantee you that this is not a prickly or thorny proposition, you know. However, once you learn where the thorns are, once you get pricked, you don't necessarily have to get pricked again, right? Hopefully you learn. That's what this recovery process is all about, learning. Learning how not to get pricked. So let me go ahead and check and see who is here. Let's see here. Oh, my glasses are all dirty again. See, this is what happens when I do not have proper prep time. You know, I stumble over my words. I get all tongue-tied, and, you know, my hair looks good, though. I think that's a pretty good day, but whatever. Anyway, you guys, I want to find out how you're doing, so... All right, here we go. There you are. I only have like a few fingerprints going on. So, all right, let's see who's here. Wow, a lot of you guys showed up. All right, Mama, front and center, and Nancy and Jessica. Love the rose, babe. Really do love the rose. I think it is beautiful. Did you guys see my Recovery Rebel ribbon, my cause ribbon? Remember we talked about it yesterday, Join the Movement? It's red with tiger stripes, of course. I love it. All right, so if you want it, use it and share it and say you're part of the movement. All right. Hey, Violet, how are you? Welcome. So glad you're here. And Bonnie and Nancy. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. My other Nancy. How nice of you to join me. I'm so glad you're here. And Yadelis, I've seen your picture, you beautiful girl, you. And let's see who else is here as I scroll through. And Susan, she was one of the first people to express concern about my, well-being. And, she said, oh my gosh, there was a plane crash on the 405 and you broadcast from the 405. Are you okay? I am fine. Thank you for worrying about me. And Dorothy, I don't think I saw you yesterday, Dorothy. How nice to see your shiny face. And let's see here. And all right, girls, Carol and Nancy, the two of you talking to each other about your little email swaps. I love that. See, I love this community that we're building here because you guys really do care about each other. You have amazing compassion and care for one another. And I just love that. It makes everyone feel like they matter because we do. So I love that. Thank you, guys, for connecting and taking care of each other. And Michelle, hell, everyone? Where's the O, honey? Where's the O? Hell? Really? Kidding. Messing with you. All right. Who else is here? And Mary Kay. Hi. Welcome. Really glad you're here. Finally, a Friday indeed. Now, I do understand some people are going to be watching this on demand. May not be a Friday for you. That's okay. It will be eventually. All right. Let's see who else is here. Deb, are you a newer viewer? Deb, I recognize your name. Are you a newer viewer? Let me know. Where are you from? I love that. Or maybe you watch me on demand and not usually live. You missed it today. You're off work and running around. You missed live from the 405. That's all right. It was just a little promo for the show anyway. Hola, Lourdes. I don't know. That's my sister-in-law, my cuñada. I don't know if she's still watching, but hola, mi tesoro, mi tesora preciosa cuñada. Oh, te quiero mucho. I love her. All right. And Donna, glad that you're here. Wow, we're getting a full house here. This is super duper awesome. And Heidi, another newer viewer. I love having you here, and I saw that you shared my show. All right, you guys. So listen, here's what I thought I would do first. I thought I would just throw out some of these R words that have to do with recovery. New to live, have watched shows on demand. Glad to make it live today, Deb. Well, I am really glad you made it live too. Hey, Kelly, I'm glad you're late. I haven't done anything except, trip over my words, so you're totally fine. I'm just getting into some of these R words. Today's show is brought to you by the letter R. And I guess maybe I was inspired because of our whole Recovery Rebel theme. I love the Recovery Rebellion, which of course, for those of you who may not have been keeping up this week, I guess I started something of a rebellion, some sort of a movement on, what day was it? Wednesday morning. I was wearing a purple shirt. So I think it was like Wednesday morning. And I was expressing frustration. Yeah, it had to be because I had talked about crap the day before that, owning your crap. Oh, yeah. It's been a good week, hasn't it? And I was expressing my frustration about the fact that, a lot of the support groups that I encounter out there are resistant to the message of recovery. They're resistant to what it is that we're doing here. And I don't know what the basis is. I don't know what the grounds are because I'm not selling anything. I'm not peddling anything. I'm just offering, tools, some help, some guidance coming from someone with long-term experience at it to help them so that they can avoid the pitfalls of horrible regain and maybe permanent regain where they just give up, okay? And so I was expressing my frustration about the fact that I'm getting turned down by groups when I'm asking, would it be okay if I share this information with the group? And then I learned from you guys that you're being rebels and you're actually getting kicked out of groups just for sharing this show. And I thought, oh dear, what have I begun? But then I realized, you know what? I think recovery does require a little bit of rebellion. It requires doing something different, doing something that may not be popular, that may not be readily accepted, and I don't understand that. I really think that's just due to ignorance, But yes, here's an R word, resistance. There is a great deal of resistance to reality. in this world. Hey, I was resistant to reality. Obviously, that was what was perpetuating my obesity and my obsessive compulsive eating. I was in denial, radical denial. I was not living in the real world, and I certainly wasn't being responsible at all, okay? So I think it does require a certain amount of rebellion where we say, you know what, I'm ready to do something that I've never done before, something that takes a tremendous amount of courage. I'm ready to start a revolution in myself because I'm going to do something revolutionary, and I don't care what anybody thinks. And that does take courage and a certain amount of, I don't want to say fearlessness, but not letting fear stop you. By the way, who was it? Christina? Was it Christina or Christine? I can't remember if there's an A on the end or not, but I know you. You shared a lovely article with me with a bunch of P words in it today about Larry Weintraub and Colonel Tom Parker and the story of persistence, which is different from perseverance. So P words, because remember, the show yesterday was brought to you by the letter P. So that was super awesome. Thank you for sharing that. You guys can look. It's on my wall. It's shared on my wall. I think it's a fabulous read. So thank you so much for that. Very, very inspirational. I'm going to tell you, I don't know that I'd have as much persistence as he did. I really don't. That just blew me away. So talk about courage. That takes courage. All right. So let me just throw some words out here, and then I'm going to throw it out to you. All right. Some of the words that I came up with and some of the words that you came up with. All right. So first things on my list, in addition to Recovery Rebel, reality, realistic, real world. Okay, all of those things, reality, because that's what we're living here. This is reality. That's why I call it real talk about obesity, food obsession, recovery, and what's really eating you. That's why I call it real talk, real recovery, right? Right there, because I'm doing it. I am living it. I am, and also reality. I think we need to be a real person. If, true to ourselves, be the authentic person that we were born to be. I think reality is really, really important. We have to live in the real world, not the fantasy world, not make-believe, not magical makeup, la la land, magical thinking where there are unicorns and rainbows around every corner. All right. I think ready, ready. You got to be ready to do this thing, whatever it takes, right? I really do it. The word R, really do it. Yes, there's been some discussion about why am I qualified to talk to you guys about this stuff. Well, because I really do it. That's all there is. Whether you guys choose to listen to me or not, and I know you guys are, but, other people passing by, drive-by, or people, commenters, whether they choose to listen to me or not, it's always up to the viewer to determine if what I say has any authenticity or validity or relevance. And you know what? You don't need letters behind your name if you're talking about something that you've lived, and I certainly have. I am living my recovery. I'm doing it. You can be assured of that, because I just would not be true to myself. I could not sit here and talk to you guys every day about something that I do not believe and do not do with every ounce of courage in my body, all right? So, you know what? Some people do stuff because they read it in a book and they learned it, and that's great. And maybe some of this stuff is written in a book, but for me, I'm really, really living it, and I'm applying it. And that is my goal for you, is I want you guys to be able to apply it in your own lives as well. So, other words, react versus respond. How often are we reactionary, reactive, knee-jerk reaction to things, right? Drama, taking offense, being offended, being defensive, right? Being impatient. We're reflexive. We're reactionary. Well, the goal of recovery is to be responsive and responsible, okay? So we want to respond to things, that present themselves, respond to reality, which is, I feel like my clothes are a little tight. I must be dealing with a little bit of regain. I don't need to get on the scale to tell me that. I'm aware. I need to reevaluate some of my choices to determine, and I need to do a little reflection to see if what it is that I'm doing is making sense, or if I need to, reevaluate and modify what I'm doing, all right? So that's what we're talking about, responsiveness, being responsible, and responding, because we want to prevent a relapse. Now, some of these words are words that you guys threw out there, and this is brilliant. Relapse, okay, which is going back where we were. And the only reason we go back where we were is because we go back to doing what we always did, all right? And we want to avoid that, and that is what recovery is all about, is they call it relapse prevention tool, all right, which is using your recovery to say, I'm not going back. Not because I can't, because any one of us can. It's because I choose not to every single day. I'm committed to it, okay? Again, it's not that I can't go back. It's not that I can't relapse. It's not that things couldn't happen beyond my control. However, where I am responsible, I choose to live in recovery. All right. So random, I got the word random down here. Things happen sometimes that are beyond our control, beyond our awareness. And our goal, as I talked about in previous shows, is to be prepared for uncertainty. That's what recovery does. It prepares us for coping, facing, not avoiding things that we may or may not have been ready for. We're actually ready for them, even if we didn't know they were going to happen. All right. Relativity, relative. It's all relative. Perspective. It's all about perspective, right? I always talk to you guys about let's reframe it. Let's take another look at it, see it from the other side. Let's see it from someone else's perspective rather than just our own, because it's not just all about us. Relevant. Does it matter? Sometimes we latch on to things and we just, like a dog with a bone, man, we are not going to let it go. It is the end of the world as we know it, and this is the hill we're going to die on, right? Is it relevant? Does it really matter, or can you let it go? All right. So relevance, there's a good R word. Now, here's some R words that you guys shared with me. Restart. I think this came from Sarah. Restart, relearn, refresh, restore, right? Very positive words. But there were some less positive words, which are realities of recovery, okay? We don't want to live here, but these are things that we must acknowledge and accept. Regret. You know what? Sure. We don't want to live in regret, because you know what they say, the best time to plant an oak tree was 10 years ago, okay? Second best time is now, all right? Because eventually, if we want to relax, there's another R word under the shade of that tree, we better get planting now, right? So living in regret, even though it is a part of our recovery where we say, oh, I have to own that. That's some crap I got to own. I am really sorry that I did that. I'm saddened by it. It really hurts my heart that I did that, but we let it go. We accept it and we move on and we say, I don't want to repeat that again. All right. So there's another R word. Reduce. I love that word. That was just so obvious, isn't it? I think we're trying to reduce more than just our weight or our body mass index, right? Aren't we trying to reduce the level of stress in our lives? Aren't we trying to reduce the level of pressure and anxiety so that we can arrive at that peace that I talked about, the P word from yesterday? We want to reduce the amount of consternation that we experience, right? And the frustration, so, and that happens by being accepting and by being prepared to be patient, okay? Choosing recovery, so reduce. And repentance, somebody else put that word up there. Repentance, which goes right along with forgiveness of ourselves, I think. Okay, repentance. I am truly sorry. I'm owning my crap, but it's not contingent on someone else's forgiveness for you to own that crap. But I think you got to forgive yourself. And that's a big part of repentance. I am truly sorry for the harm that I caused to myself and to others, for my participation, my role in this thing. I am truly repentant for that. So those were some very, very good R words from you guys. And then, of course, this beautiful Recovery Rose, which is available on my wall. Thank you, Jessica. Beautiful, beautiful words. Relax. I'm just going to, real, right. Now rightness, people get all caught up on that. And they're like, rightness, how do I know right from wrong? You know what's right. You know what's right. And really, you know what's wise. You know what's wise for your recovery, okay? And we've got recognition. Isn't that a biggie? I don't know about you, but I'm big on recognition. I want to be recognized for my hard work and efforts. And guess what? A lot of that recognition comes from myself now. I have to recognize the hard work that I am doing, all right? And I think I would suggest that for you guys. Give yourselves recognition for the hard work that you're doing, the hard work of recovery. Reward. Now, see, that's very interesting. I've done shows on rewards, and that does not mean you reward your hard work with a brownie, all right, and cupcakes. You don't do that, all right? You reward yourself with the good things by rewarding yourself with good health, by making healthy choices and being able to do things that you weren't able to do before, all right? There's all kinds of reliable. Oh, isn't that a big one? Isn't that a big one? You need to be able to depend on yourself. You need to be reliable. You need to show up and grow up. You need to know that you're going to be there. All right, for yourself. That's a really, really big deal. Especially for a lot of us who struggle with trust. We don't feel like we can trust others. Remember, trust starts here. Can you trust yourself? Got to be reliable. All right. So, and rest. Oh, good Lord. I do struggle with that one, you guys. I do struggle with that one. My feet are always moving. I'm always jiggling in my chair or jiggling in my seat. I'll watch the show back and I'll be like bouncing all over the place. I'm like, good Lord, I've got to relax. Isn't that remarkable? Oh, I like that word remarkable. Meaning it's something that people want to remark on. So anyway, all right, lots and lots of great R words in there. You know what they are. Let's take a look at what you guys are talking about. Let's spend the next 10 minutes or so. Is that okay with you? Do you want to do that on a Friday as we close it out on our half year in review? Let's scroll back and see what you guys are talking about. As I like to say, a lot of hi, and I'm so glad that you guys are here. All right, then. Let's see. Where did I leave this off? My goodness. My goodness. All right. All right. Scrolling past the hi. Okay. And there. And all right. Now I know where we are. Welcome, Lori. I'm so glad that you're here. Yours is a newer name for me as well. I am welcome. I'm so glad. If you're a newer viewer, especially if you're a newer live viewer, thank you for joining me and spending your time. All right. And Brenda, you are a newer viewer, but I am familiar with you. I have been seeing your shiny face a lot more. You're loving the Recovery Rebellion? Right on. Will you be a rebel with me? You're going to be a rabble rouser? Some more R words. I love it. Let's shake things up. Shall we? Let's shake things up. You know what? This stuff is more than before and after pictures. Okay, those are nice. I get it. It feels good. It feels good. But that's not support. Okay, I get it. I looked at a lot of before and after pictures before I had surgery. That was very encouraging to me because I said, I want that. But see, I wanted to look like the picture. I was so confused. I didn't understand that life is so much more than looking like a picture. That's why I came up with the bariatric after life. Everything after the after. Support is so much more than before and after pictures. And while those are important and we want to cheer people on, we need to get past that because what is going on in the life of the person that used to look like that and now looks like this? Are they a different person or are they just thinner? Have they been doing work inside that is going to sustain a healthier weight now? You know, what have they been doing? Have they changed? Have the dynamics within all their relationships with themselves and food and others changed? Of course they have. Have they changed for the better or the worse? Okay? So we don't know that in pictures. That's why I struggle with calling things support. That's encouragement. That might be motivation for some people. It's not motivating for me. I mean, I'm happy for them. I congratulate them. I think that's really a lot of hard work and it's new and it's fresh and they probably feel liberated and, you know, wonderful because maybe they haven't had pictures of themselves in years and years and years. I think that's wonderful. But again, is that really support? So I love being a rebel here. I love doing something different. I'm not seeing people doing what we're doing here. So I love it and I'm really glad you guys are part of my rebellion here. All right, let's see here. And Anna, I haven't seen you in a while. Anna, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. Why don't I start a support group? This is a support group. Aren't you guys being supported? Aren't you a group? I'm here talking. Isn't this what you would get at a support group? And you get this every single day, Monday through Friday. You know what? I think you get more here than you get from a lot of other places. So I think I already did start a support group and I just didn't even know it. But I need your support, you guys. You know, look at this. You know what? It's June 30th. It's into the month. And I had said to you guys that I had a goal. I set it out there that I wanted to have some more patrons for the show to support the program so that I could maybe branch out and do more things and get more production equipment so I could create higher quality videos and finish books and stuff like that. And I wanted to be at 20 and I haven't budged. I really appreciate those of you who have expressed your support of me on Patreon, but I haven't reached it yet. So I need your support too. Why haven't I started a support group? Well, for starters, I need you guys to support me too. But this is a support group. We're a whole group of people supporting each other. So how's that for an answer? All right. Let's see here. And Connie, I haven't seen you in a couple of days. Connie, welcome. I'm glad you're back. The why doesn't matter. Yes, Brenda, right on. The why does not matter. You're right. You can stop what you're doing right now and start doing what you need to do right the heck now. Good for you. I love that. Reliable, relying on ourselves, Yadeli says, to not let ourselves down. You know, that's right. And I mean, just show up. Just being there for ourselves in ways that we never believed we could be, we never were before, we never thought possible. You know, we've got to give ourselves credit for that. We've got to give recognition. We've got to recognize that, okay? When we're doing good work, and remember, there's another R word, remember that tomorrow when you wake up and you want to beat yourself up because you got on that blasted scale and gained an ounce, all right? Remember that recovery is long-term. Recovery is a lifetime. Recovery is a journey. Recovery is not a number on the scale, and it's not a day on the calendar, all right? It is one day at a time, but recovery is for the long haul, and there are going to be better days, and there are going to be less better days, okay? They're just like we're going to have hungry days and less hungry days. It happens. That's called life, and recovery is about living life on life's terms, so let's remember that. And I'm not blowing sunshine here. This is reality. Again, I am living it. I am doing it. My mother will tell you, when I'm calling her and I'm lamenting and I'm working through stuff, I'm always reaching for my recovery tools so that I can get through it more quickly and I can feel more relief, an R word, so that I can experience that peace more quickly. I can release the stuff that I have held on to, release the stress, the anxiety, the control issues, right? The misguided belief that I control others. Release so that I can experience relief. Big R words for me, you guys, really big R words, all right? So Joan, thank you for being here. And Angela, I'm so happy you showed up. Lost track of time, don't we all? At least you weren't abducted by aliens, right? I mean, that didn't happen, did it? Of course, how would you know if you lost track of time? Oh, well. You know what? You can report back to me later. All right, Cleo, you made it. I haven't seen you in like weeks, honey. Weeks, not live anyway. Have you been watching on demand? You know what? You guys have been talking about binge watching, and I'm like, that's maybe one kind of binging I support, but that's really the only one. Binge watching to catch up. I love that. And you have a lot of work to do because there's a lot of shows in the can. And you know what? Next week is kind of like a first anniversary of sorts of some of the programming that I've been doing here every day. So kind of a big deal. And it's going to be the first anniversary of like my first show that I did on Independence Day. And then after that, a few days after that, will become my very first anniversary for daily Lunch Break Lives. So it's really crazy times coming up. So anyway, a lot of catching up to do if you're newer viewer. All right, let's see here. Jessica. Thank you for helping me put things in perspective this morning. You're a blessing to me and many others. You are a blessing to me, Jessica, and many others, because you shared that beautiful recovery rose, and you are more than welcome. And that's what support looks like, you guys. That's what support looks like. It's loving, it's compassionate, it's saying, hey, don't be so hard on yourself. You know what? Stuff happens, but you are a beautiful, caring, compassionate, wonderful, giving person. Have you forgotten that? I'm just here to remind you, and there's another R word. I'm here to remind you of your worth and your value to me. So there's always a little selfishness to it. Remember that, okay? There's a little selfishness because I want you to be happy because you do support me. And if you understand your worth, well then you're just that much more worthy to me, right? See how that works? Very selfish of me. All right, healthy selfish? We'll see. All right, you guys. Yes, you do love this support, huh, Brenda? I do too. It's really, I do this for me too. This is my favorite part of the day. My mom will tell you. Sometimes I'm sitting on the freeway going, I have to wait 4 hours to join my friends? Really? I can't. And I get all like hopped up and I'm like, hurry up and pass time, which it's doing right now. It always passes faster when I'm on air. Hey, Fran, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Cheryl, I thought you were a newer viewer. I'm so glad you are here. Please come back. You know, please feel free to watch those shows on demand back there. And I'm going to be here's what my commitment to you guys. This weekend, I'm going to be updating my spreadsheet of all of my programming with all of the subjects and all of the topics and the links to all of the programs that I've done. And I'm going to try and update. There'll be a blast of announcements from YouTube all the times that I update my shows there. So there's going to be a whole lot more available for your viewing pleasure. All right. So, all right. So grab your protein drink, sit down and get ready to watch. So welcome, Cheryl. So glad you're here and hope I get to see you more often and more regularly. Remember to live in the now. I was going to say live. Remember to live in the now. You are absolutely right, Heidi. Absolutely in the present, which is a P word from yesterday. All right, then. We all need support, Angela. We all need it. Dave, you made it. I haven't seen you in a while. Shoemaker. I've decided I'm going with shoemaker, not Schumacher, because it would be like a CH if it were like the German spelling. I'm going shoemaker on this one, right? Am I good? Did I get it right? All right, you guys. Listen, I'm going to let you go because we are almost at the top of the hour. I'm so grateful for you. I mean it. It's like I get ooey gooey about it sometimes because I just cannot believe how much fun I get to have spending time with you and how I get to watch many of you come to life in ways that you had forgotten you were able to live. It's just so joyful to me. It's so much fun. You know, I love that we get to have interaction and interplay with one another. I, of course, love when you guys defend me. Please, how could I not love that? I feel so protected. And I'm just grateful that you are a part of my rebellion. I really, really am. And I encourage you to invite others to join the movement, okay? Because it's free, right? And I do encourage you, please, if you see it in your hearts, and if it's something that matters to you and you want to support the work that I'm doing so that I can grow and expand and reach more people, please consider becoming my patron. I don't like to talk about money, you know what I mean? But I do need support. I will always do this for free, Lunch Break Live, but I would love to be able to do more work, to travel to places, to speak to people, to talk to support groups in person and do day workshops, whatever. So I need your help to do that, all right? All right, so that, if you want to do that, if you want to support me, just go to carriedelacruz.com/Patreon, Patreon. All right. So I'm going to sign off for now. I will be back on Monday. Okay. I don't know if you guys are going to be joining me. It is a holiday week, you know, so I'm going to be off work, but I will be on air. And then if you guys want me to be, I will be on air on July 4th as well, which is Independence Day here in the States. All right. I will be here if you guys are here. So please join me, and please continue sharing this show. Be a rebel. Put it out there, guys. Let's get more people a part of our movement, all right? I'm going to sign off and remind you all to have courage, seek peace, embrace joy, and above all, really live your recovery. Remember, you can't stop feeding what's eating you if you don't know what's eating you. I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a beautiful weekend. Share the show. Bye.